What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. Championship week is among us. NFL, it's in full swing. Got some good teams. Great slate for the NFL this week as well. Michael, Zach, how are we doing?
Great.
Awful in
Saw
college football, okay in the NFL.
I saw the beatdown of Michigan, Ohio State part 2 this year in person, and that was a sight, to be honest.
People are talking, Mike, are you Ohio State's kryptonite?
They beat Notre Dame when I went, so
Well, I'm saying for the rivalry.
maybe me and Tyler Cameron have been at 2 Ohio State Michigan games, and Michigan's won both. So I think you could maybe put us together in that category.
People
But
are talking.
Michigan has, like, I've been to 2 the game games, and it's Michigan has won 2, and it's kind of insane because they've gotten their ass kicked before. But
First win in
yeah,
Columbus, 2002.
what's up?
Wasn't their first win in Columbus since 2000?
Yeah, because like the one that they did win, I think, was when Ohio State was like 6-6 that one year, and it was in Michigan. So they haven't won in Columbus in forever. All right, quick championship weekend thing though. So one, I think conference championships are stupid. Don't get like they are stupid.
They suck now with
Two,
the playoff.
right? Because like it almost only, especially this year, it only hurts anyone.
It can hurt
It's
you.
not benefiting anyone.
Yeah.
I think we all can agree Georgia, Michigan, win or lose, they're still in.
Yes.
Although it's kind of crazy that that's the case. I mean, I don't know. I guess like Michigan does have 2 top 10 wins, one on the road, one at home. So like I guess you can say that. But like in Georgia has the Tennessee win. They have
Oregon.
Like I think is South Carolina ranked this week? South Carolina,
Yeah.
if they are. But like bottom line, Georgia and Michigan are in. I think everyone would agree with that. I personally think TCU should be in regardless. Like I just don't know what more they need to do.
Yeah.
Like I heard Marty Mush, out of all fucking people, that moron, was like, why should they get penalized for losing to a team that they already beat? Which I agree with, because if they go 1-1, Kansas State is a top 10 team. If Kansas State wins this weekend, they're going to be like number 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And they already beat them, right? So that's a great win anyways. So why are they going to get penalized for that? And they're 12-0. They haven't fucking lost a game. I've seen the thing of like if they get blown out, they drop out. I don't know. I still don't know if I agree with that, but I think TCU should be in. USC is the one. Now they've already lost to Utah. So if they lose again, that's 2 losses. I think that's a huge, like definitely a different thing we're talking about. And now USC's wins aren't really looking great. Oregon State's looking better. They didn't play Oregon. Utah would be their best win, but they already lost. UCLA kind of sucks now. But like if USC loses, they're out. And it's kind of the argument of like, why even play these? Now, when they just announced they're going to 12 teams. When they go to 12 teams, it makes total sense because there'll be a lot of like
teams in conference championships that could fall out of the playoff then.
Fall out or fall in
or fall in too.
Or it'll be huge for seeding. Like this weekend, USC Utah would be huge game for seeding. Like LSU could jump in with the win. Georgia would just lose seeding. But I mean, I don't know.
Clemson,
I feel like
if they lost to North Carolina,
Clemson or they could improve their seeding for playing. Kansas State could potentially fall out, or but I just like I don't know. I don't know what like this is the one year I feel like where we're not really arguing teams that much, because like it's kind of like pretty simple this weekend. Like USC wins, they're in. USC loses, they're out.
Yeah.
TCU, I mean, the way that the committee hasn't respected them at all. Like I'm sick of seeing everyone. They have a top 10 win. Like when are people going to recognize that one? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the playoffs? I think it's pretty simple. Like I said, I think this is like the most simple year we've had.
No, I agree. It's just wild. The scenario is like how TCU is just like given no recognition because like don't get me wrong, the Big 12 has been a little down this year outside of them, but it's like they've done their job. They've won. It's like it's not like Michigan. If you like the Big 10's not that good. I would say overall as a conference, the Big 12 is better than the Big 10. Would you guys agree with that?
From top to bottom? Yeah,
From top to
probably.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I think TCU has faced a harder schedule than Michigan, but then Michigan looks so good now because they throttled Ohio State at Ohio State.
Yeah, that's a tough argument because it's like that's the argument of like which I feel like happens a lot with the SEC is like, would you rather the SEC has top teams. Like the Big 12 argument is like, is it harder to play bowl eligible / like 7 to 8 win teams every week? Or is it harder to play teams as good as Ohio State? And like, I mean, everyone rips on Penn State, but like they do continue to win. So like, I'm going to group Penn State up there, like Penn State, Ohio State, who are probably two better teams than TCU has played. But then you throw in, they got like the IUs, the Northwesterns, the Rutgers, fucking Michigan State now. Like when you get essentially these like shitty games to prepare for the better games, is that easier than playing a bunch of good teams? Because if you're not on your A game, you can lose. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but like that is like kind of the argument everyone has. And I think a lot of people sway toward it's harder to beat a better team, even if you're playing shittier teams a lot.
Agreed.
But yeah, I mean, like Iowa should have been in the Big Ten championship game. Iowa State beat Iowa. Iowa State finished last in the Big 12. Like that's like a perfect example of like how the Big Ten, you're just playing shitty opponents compared to the Big 12. But Purdue's going to the Big Ten championship game. Ryan was right on that. So Ryan, good job on that one. But I mean, what a fucking shitty fucking championship game. Like,
nah, dude, Purdue's about to pull that upset, baby.
If I'm Michigan, I'm like sitting everyone.
Blake Corum's done for the year.
Yeah, that sucks. It's a huge loss for them because like they probably don't have a chance of beating Georgia anyways. But like Blake Corum was maybe the best running back in the country.
You just lost your Heisman.
Yeah, but TCU plays Saturday, Kansas State in Dallas. Huge game. But those, I mean, there's really two games that everyone's looking forward to. Yeah. With LSU fucking shitting the bed at A&M, takes them out of the conversation. TCU and fucking USC Friday night. USC plays Utah, who they already lost to. I think a lot of people aren't discussing this. It is hard to beat a team twice. But USC is not necessarily a physical team, and they're going to go from UCLA, Notre Dame, Utah, back-to-back weeks. It's a fucking tough stretch. And Notre Dame's a physical team. They might not be great, but they're physical, right? They hit. Their O-line is physical. Utah's a pretty physical team, too. That's like a tough back-to-back weeks, especially when you don't like hang your hat on being a physical football team.
Yeah.
Side note, Caleb Williams won the Heisman Saturday. I mean, I don't really have much of college.
He
like
looked
that's
amazing.
Just he did. He's a fucking
How about his
stud.
fingernails?
I actually respect that. Like a lot of people were like really upset about that. Like I don't know, like don't you want the rivalry back? Like a lot of people are like,
no,
oh,
I don't disagree with what he's doing. It's just it's ballsy.
No, it's ballsy. And if you lose, it's like a huge But like everyone I saw on Twitter, like this is so classless. It's like you guys complain that USC is not a rival anymore, and then when anyone does anything, that's what I hate about fucking dads on Twitter now. Though is like if fucking Lou Holtz, no one paints their nails back then. I get that. But like if Lou Holtz did that in the 80s, you guys would have thought it's the coolest fucking thing ever. Like someone does it now and it's like, oh, it's classless. What are we doing? And then it's like just shut the fuck up, dude. It's not class. I mean, it is classless, but like that's part of a rivalry. Caleb Williams is the first person in like 20 years to actually like make this rivalry mean anything by doing that. Like since the Bush push, honestly, like you haven't even noticed that these teams are honestly, fucking rivals.
Like even like the Leinart Quinn era, like It wasn't even a rivalry because USC was just waxing them every game.
Yeah, I mean, until the Bush push, like it was. I mean, USC was still winning. It was just closer games, essentially. Like, so yeah, it's not like I respect that. I like that Caleb Williams did that. He's a weird fucking dude, but he's gonna win the Heisman. And Lincoln Riley, like, I mean, genius coach. Oklahoma really got fucked, to be honest. Like, they might have hired a fucking horrendous football head coach, and
I think Venables should have just stayed as a DC.
yeah, and he sold their quarterback who's about to win the Heisman in year one away. Like, that's just a tough thing. Who do you guys think wins, USC or Utah? Unless you guys want to just save it for your picks, if you guys have any. I'm probably gonna bet every game on the card because I am terrible.
I'm making a comeback.
But Nagy has a legit chance to win. He is -1 something unit. So if he goes
1.7.
I'm down. I'm -1.77. So I have 6 plays. So basically, I need to go 4-2 or better.
Yeah. So
you got to win your do or die, or you got a 3-game losing streak.
I don't care if I do a punishment if I win.
If you win, I was gonna say you probably don't give a shit.
But if I go 3-3 and lose my do or die,
his punishment, and he has to pay the money back to
us. Good one.
Thanks.
Except for Ryan. Ryan hasn't been here.
I have a 2 losing streak in both college and NFL going into this week.
So you're definitely gonna lose 1.
Probably. Yeah, I've been really bad at college do or dies.
I think I've lost 4 straight in college football.
I think I'm like 3-9 or like.
You know what I think? I just thought about this though, but like this weekend was a big like not listening to outside noise and not firing your coach when everyone's freaking out. So Jim Harbaugh, COVID year, God. They were awful. And they haven't beat Ohio State, haven't done anything, and everyone is like, when are you guys going to fire him? Like, what's the point of keeping him now? Like, you guys have given him enough time. And Michigan continue to back him and essentially just be like, he's our coach, he's our coach, he's our coach, he's our coach. What do? Get rewarded, 12-1, beat Ohio State, go to the playoffs. They did get murdered. But, like, I'm sick of hearing everyone be like, oh, they get murdered. Like, everyone gets murdered in the playoffs besides, like, 5 schools. So I don't really give a shit about that. All right, but 12-1, Big Ten, boom. Comes back 12-0, wins at Ohio State, and it's a big middle finger to all these fucking stupid big J's who wanted them to be fired. Flip side is like, not flip side, but another person, Mike Norvell. He had a pretty rocky first year as a Florida State coach. I think it was the COVID year. He was also terrible, and then the next year, they had like players saying he doesn't care about people. It was a huge thing. And Florida State said, we're sticking with our guy. We're going to let him coach. We're going to let him be. Boom. This is his 3rd year. He's 9-3. They just beat Florida. They look fucking good, actually. And it's like tip of the hat to Florida State for not listening to the outside noise. Now, I get there's times where you should fire a coach, but like there's also times where like I feel like shitty situations don't wait for a coach to be able to be good. Scott Frost, I truly believe
they waited too long.
I don't think he cared. So I don't think waiting or firing earlier was going to do anything. So like that is like I understand why you fire him. Mike Norvell, he just wasn't able to even ever get his guys in or anything, and everyone freaked out. Jim Harbaugh, like, honestly, I think he probably was like, it's a 10-year plan for us. Like, we have to actually transfer the entire culture, everything, blah, blah, blah. Flip side of that, though, is Ryan fucking Day, who's a motherfucking pussy. All right. This guy is a goddamn fucking pussy. He doesn't go for it on 4th down. How many fucking times when you have CJ Stroud as your quarterback, who's you think is the Heisman Trophy winner? Okay. You have Marv Hare Jr., okay, who's the best receiver in football. He ran maybe 2 routes down the field. 2. I think he caught both of them. I just don't understand Ryan Day's thinking at all in that game. Like, I know one of the 4th downs, I don't know if you guys know this, but like it was like 4th and 2, 4th and 3. It was when they had like the 1st and 35 and they got it all the way to 4th and 2 or 4th and 3. They had a fake punt call.
It was wide open.
It was wide open.
Yeah.
backup long snapper, so moron. I mean, should have been shunned, but
No soul.
like, you have one fucking job. One fucking job. What a moron. But if I have CJ Stroud as my quarterback, I'm putting the ball in his hands and not even it's not going to my punt team. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm relying on. If I can't beat Michigan with my Heisman candidate quarterback, I have to beat him with trick plays. They're probably going to lose anyways, you know? Like, so I'm putting CJ on the fucking field in that instance. And Harbaugh has called out Ryan Day last year, said he started on third base. After this year, I think he's got a great point. Urban Meyer left Ohio State in maybe the best situation possible. Ryan Day's first year, they had Justin Fields, Chase Young. I mean, numerous guys in the NFL right now, and they lost to Clemson. But that wasn't Ryan Day's team. And that's the only team he's been successful with. Honestly, I kind of don't even count COVID year anymore because, like, it was a weird year, and I don't even know who's good and who isn't from that year. But and then the 2 years, he loses 2 games last year. He gets embarrassed at home to Michigan after all year. All you heard was Ohio State's going to be tougher. Ohio State's going to win.
So after saying he put 100 on Michigan last year, remember those comments he made?
That was COVID.
No, that was 21.
It was before the game last year?
It was before the season 2021. And then that's when Harbaugh beat him at Michigan, and he made the comment saying, just because you're on third base doesn't mean you hit a triple.
Well, yeah, I remember when Harbaugh said that. That was after the game or whatever.
Yeah. They said it during like Big Ten meetings or whatever for 2021 season. At least I'm pretty sure it was that year.
Let's see. Yeah, no, this was before the COVID year.
Was it?
Yeah, because it said they still had Justin Fields. So
Oh.
I knew it was before the COVID year because they were talking about COVID, and Harbaugh said that Ohio State was practicing when they weren't supposed to. That was like the whole argument. Yeah. Yeah, that was the COVID year. That's what I thought.
Zach, rebuttal?
No. I wasn't like arguing.
That's what I thought because it was Harbaugh was accusing Ohio State of like illegally practicing essentially, and then I guess Ryan Day in a team meeting was like, "Fuck him." So last year I don't even know if Ryan Day said anything, but Harbaugh said that after he won. But then he kind of took his comments back this year. I think that's because he thought he wasn't like completely confident. I think last year he was 100% confident he was going to win. This year I don't know if he thought the same thing, but he did win. It doesn't really fucking matter. Michigan is going to the playoffs again this year. So the only, I think, outside chance of anything would be if TCU gets blown. No, because then let's say TCU gets blown out and USC loses. Does Ohio State jump to 3?
Sorry, say that again.
TCU gets beat by 20. USC loses. Does Ohio State jump to 3? And here's what I'll say. They always say they don't want to see the same matchup, right? I get that. But I think when they normally say that, they know that Georgia and Bama are going to then play in the national championship.
No, I think TCU would go to 3 and Ohio State would slide up to 4.
This is why I disagree.
Because like they did play the extra game, like they shouldn't get jumped by a team that didn't play in their conference championship.
My answer isn't should they. My answer is why it will happen.
Sure.
If that happens. I agree with you. They shouldn't get jumped and they shouldn't get punished for playing in a weekend that really means nothing to them. They already beat this team.
Right.
I think it will happen because, one, an Ohio State-Michigan playoff game is just ratings galore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ratings galore. So they would love that. 2, They know if they put Ohio State at 4, they're not going to get Ohio State, Michigan.
Right.
I think the argument that they always have with Georgia and Bama is deep down, they probably know that they're going to play in the national title. So they don't have to wait
And
for
they
that.
literally played like they play in the SEC title.
Yeah, they're the two best teams. You want the two best teams to play.
Right, but they are the two best teams. So it's like, I think if they thought that Ohio State could beat Georgia, I think they would be more like,
willing to
okay,
leave them at 4.
Right. But
Yeah.
like the thought of like Ohio State, Michigan, round 1, like that's like what people dream of.
Sure.
Like,
Oh yeah.
that'd be Auburn, Alabama, round 1. Like that's Purdue, IU, round 1. I mean, it's, how do you feel after losing the Oaken Bucket?
I mean, I didn't get to watch any of the game, so I knew we weren't going to win, and I enjoy, regardless of how good the team is. It sucked because this is the first year I haven't gone to the Oaken Bucket besides COVID year since I was a freshman at IU. So win or lose, it's always good to see the rivalry. But I want to see Purdue get absolutely fucking obliterated on Saturday.
It was kind of cool to see the game like actually mean something, even if IU sucked. Like the games, like IU could have ruined Purdue's season.
Yeah.
So like it did mean
it was
something.
worth something. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on third string quarterback already, and
yeah,
the injuries definitely tallied up. We weren't a good team to start with, but when you're injured and bad, it's not
a
a
tough combo
recipe for success.
People forget IU beat Illinois week 1.
Someone had to say it.
People forget.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No, I'm good with that.
Card. I have so many picks.
All right. Before we get to our picks, again, we're sponsored by BetUS. If you don't have a BetUS account, we have an affiliate link code in our the description of this video. So while you're down there, like, subscribe. It'll take you to BetUS, and first-time users get a great sign-on bonus, 100%, 125% sign-on bonus with cash, and 200% with cryptocurrency. Yes, you can use cryptocurrency on BetUS. If you put $100,
Said it's up right now, so use it.
Yeah. So if you put $100 worth of Bitcoin into your BetUS account, BetUS will match you with an extra $200 to play with. So sign up now.
Use crypto money from your FTX account.
Yeah, get it while it lasts. All right. Again,
fellas.
Yes.
Yo.
So this weekend when I was at Ohio State Michigan game, I was at a paid table with Tyler Cameron. And I have been at bottle service tables with professional athletes before. I've been at bottle service with regular people. I have never been at a bottle. You could point at any girl in the room, and since you're with Tyler Cameron, she would come up to you. I've never seen anything like it. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, you would have thought this guy was Leo in the 90s. It was insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, it was like one of the craziest things like I've ever seen in my life, if we're being honest.
Jeffers knows him pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into specifics, but yeah, I was with a buddy who's actually fairly good friends with one of his buddies, and he's on like this. Celsius is like this,
the
healthy
drink.
energy drink, yeah, and he's like sponsored by them, so that's who bought my Don Julio bottles all weekend.
Fire.
So yeah, so that was cool.
Shout out Celsius,
dude. But it was like the craziest thing ever, honestly. Like I was sitting there like. I've been with definitely bigger, probably stars than Tyler Cameron, but like I've never seen anything like that. That was like the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But more power to him, dude. He's a super cool dude, honestly, too. So shout out him.
Shout out.
All right, who's going first?
Sure. All right, I got 6 picks, including my do or die. Need to go 4 and 2. I'm taking USC minus the 3. TCU minus the 2.5. Michigan minus 17. Troy minus 8. And I'm taking Akron plus 11. Fuck Buffalo. and I got my do or die.
You do know that's not the MAC. That's not the MAC championship, right?
Yeah, but they're playing.
If they're
I just
playing.
want
Okay.
There's no, I mean, yeah, Akron. There's no way Akron would ever make them. All right,
Right.
all right. So my card, USC is -2.5 now. So you get them at 2.5,
What's the betting line?
-115.
Oh, that sucks. Can I keep one up? Can I keep 3 so I can keep about -105?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but all right.
the juice. I get it.
I could lose at 4 and 2 if
No,
I.
I know.
Yeah.
Your juice actually matters this weekend. All right, I got Utah +2.5. Utah money line +125. I'm gonna ride with you. I got Akron +11. They had a big win last weekend. They're playing for something, not really, but they have a new coaching staff, and they're probably like more excited than Buffalo's for this game when no one probably wants to play. I got Kansas State +2.5. Kansas State money line +115. I got Ohio +3. Ohio money line +125. I have UCF +4, UCF money line +150. Tulane had a really tough game last weekend. I think UCF kind of struggled since the Tulane game. I think Malzahn dials it up this weekend. I have Boise State -3 at home. I have LSU Georgia under 52.5. I have Jackson State -20. I have Clemson. No, that's it. I'm not going to take Clemson. Fuck them. That's it. Oh, I already read my do or die. So
I've got the fattest card because I'm coming for Nagy's ass.
Good
All
luck.
right. We got USC, Utah over 67, Buffalo -11, Akron, Buffalo over 55, TCU -2.5, TCU money line, TCU total team over 31, Ohio +3, Ohio money line, Coastal Carolina +8, Jackson State -20, Tulane -4, Tulane UCF over 57, LSU +17.5, LSU total team over 16.5, LSU money line +620,
Jesus Christ.
Clemson -7.5, Purdue +17, Purdue Michigan over 52, Purdue money line +570. This is how we win.
You got to go for the chaos.
wow. All right. Those are cards.
Oh,
and,
my
and then my do or die is USC -2.5.
Okay.
my do or die is North Carolina +7.5.
Okay. NFL. We only honestly, I don't even know if we'll get to picks, but biggest game this weekend. First out, shout out to my Steelers. They won. Kenny Pickett actually looks like a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, he's playing well. I'll give him credit.
Since the bye week, he hasn't thrown an interception. So
yeah,
Kenny Pickett
and it was
continued
primetime game. Like the Colts,
primetime game.
Colts are ass, but the defense is still like fairly average. So when you play well,
Kenny Pickett actually has scored more points against the Colts than like Jalen Hurts. Obviously, game to game matters, but like Jalen Hurts, it was like a list of like 5 like good quarterbacks. So Kenny Pickett actually did play very well Monday night. Steelers, maybe they're starting to figure it out. I mean, it's too late. They're not gonna make the playoffs, but like Kenny Pickett's the future. Like that's what it's all about.
Very similar spot as the Bears.
Yeah,
like your defense is kind of in shambles. Like at least you guys have a piece or two to grow on, but
but we also like have no money. So like that's what sucks about us because they paid all these fucking bums so much money.
Deontay Johnson finally had a good week. What do you think about? Do you like him going into the future? Or are you like?
I think George Pickens will be.
He's a dog.
One.
That man's a beast.
I'm still pissed the Bears didn't take him.
He's so good.
He needs to make the simple plays though.
The more that Deontay and him work together, the better Deontay will be. I think Deontay will benefit a lot, but it's just Kenny Pickett getting comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I think Deontay tries to make the big play way too much because he thinks has to be the wide receiver 1 and all that stuff. Like Kenny Pickett can kind of sling it, so like he just has to play within himself. Najee has to get healthy. He hasn't been healthy all year, so that kind of sucks. But their O-line has been young and they've gotten better like each week, which is good. Still don't know if Matt Canada is like the worst OC in NFL or like the worst OC like in all of football, including grade school. Like that's still to be determined. But I don't know. Like, obviously their season's over, but I would just like to see their offense look okay, right? Like, offense look okay. TJ Watt get his stats, and then like go from there. But one question, and then we'll get into your guys' game. Who do you guys think the MVP is right now?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You don't think Jalen Hurts has any
No.
chance, or
I mean,
Jalen Hurts definitely has a chance, but I just think it's Patrick Mahomes right now.
I mean, it would almost be kind of like a LeBron situation where like LeBron's clearly the best player year to year,
Yeah.
but like you want to like help the marketing of emerging stars in your league, so you don't give it to Patrick Mahomes, you give it to a dude that's made a great stride and probably going to get the 1 seed in the NFC. So I can definitely see the NFL saying like, well, I'm sure Patrick will win like 2 or 3 more MVPs down the road, but not this year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Mahomes is definitely the MVP. Like the playoffs this year in both sides are going to be interesting because like there's a lot of teams fighting for those like 7, 8, 9 spots, and like between like the 5 and 7 seeds are all like kind of battling out too. So it'll be interesting. But biggest game this weekend, Packers at Chicago.
Dude,
they say Aaron Rodgers is playing. They said Justin Fields practiced today. The Bears and Packers are tied for most wins in NFL history. Winner of this goes to number 1,
bro,
which means they'll probably tie.
No, give me that L because I still want that number 2 in the draft.
Are they the 2 pick right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, Justin Fields is currently listed as the backup quarterback for this game.
He should not play.
No, he should not play.
Definitely it's his shoulder, right?
It's his left shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, like, that's an injury that you could really fuck up more by playing. Like, if it was like if it was like his pinky finger on his left hand where they're just like, I mean, I don't know how much you really use it, blah, blah, blah. His shoulder, though, especially when he's passing, that can get fucking hit every play. Like,
and look at the Bears schedule, too. So, we play the Packers. We play the Packers this week, and then we have a bye week 14. And then the Bears play the Bills and the fucking Eagles. And then the last 2 games of the season are the Lions and the Vikings. Let's get Justin Fields healthy so he can end the season against 2 divisional opponents that he's going to play twice a year. That's kind of what I want. And I'm really rooting for that because I have tickets to the Bears at Lions game on January 1st. So I really want to see him play.
Yeah, but also like if he plays now, every time he gets hit and shows any little like getting up slowly, you're just gonna be thinking he's hurt every time because like he's fucking.
If he doesn't play this week and doesn't play to those last 2, he has 4 straight weeks off, and that's not even including last week against the Jets. It'd be 5 straight weeks off.
Which that's 100% what they should do if they were smart, right? Like you and honestly, like them getting the 2 pick, right? Them being awful this year, Justin Fields has shown promise, which is like all you want. Their defense is fucking horrific, but like you guys like one of the least paid defense. It might be the least paid.
We traded our 2 best defensive players too.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's like that was expected, right? Yeah. If you guys are losing in shootouts, it's almost a good thing. That's like showing that like the guys you drafted on offense are like kind of coming together. And your defense sucks. Well, you didn't pay anyone, so it should suck. Yeah, and you can still get a huge draft pick this year. So that like sitting Justin Fields might help in more ways than one.
Dude, that number 2 pick, they could trade with so many teams and get
we'll probably trade down to like 5 or 6-ish, like 5 to 7 range from 2 and get an extra first round pick. And another second.
You could get first round picks, a haul of second round picks.
Right.
What I want them to trade with the Panthers, do a first round pick, a 3rd round pick for next year, and throw in DJ Moore. Give me DJ Moore.
Is he going to be a free agent yet? I thought he had 2 more years.
He's still under the team.
Right. Because that's
why what he's saying. It's a trade.
That's why they're so hesitant on. I was just saying if I didn't. Yeah.
You're saying why?
Yeah,
why
he'll have another year after this year. Yeah. So it would be a part of the trade. He won't be a free agent yet.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, all of the NFL picks this week are not going to make the podcast, so make sure you check out our Twitter
Oh,
at Victory Lab Bets.
yeah, I have one thing though. One thing. And I'm saying this, and we don't even have to text it in the group. If Ryan doesn't show up to 2 of the next pods to end the NFL year, I'm not paying him shit.
Yeah, Ryan currently
that's
is
bullshit. What's the point?
Ryan's plus 10 units. Michael had a fantastic week. Michael went plus like 6 and is now in plus territory. Zach is right at even, and I'm like 6 plus 6 units. So
look, even though Zach is only negative 0.66, like he's 33 and 30, and he's our worst. As a show, we're like plus 21 unit. Like that's insane.
Yeah, if you put $100 on each one of our picks, and double down on the duplicates,
you got to learn how. You got to learn how to pick your do or die.
Yeah,
like you are 52 and 42. You're 10 games above 500. You're 1 game below 500 in 12 do or dies.
Yeah, don't look at my college one.
Zach, you're actually good at do it. You're for 8 and 4.
Yeah, Zach is on a 4-week winning streak, and Michael's on a 3-week. So check out their do or dies on our Twitter. You guys got any last comments?
Go Pat, go.
No, fuck the
Steelers. Keep tanking.
I want you guys to get a better draft pick.
Fuck the cheeseheads.
Well, tonight, who you got? All right.
Bills.
I have the Bills game.
Bills under. Bills under.
Bills are reportedly battling a sickness
under
that went
44.
throughout the entire team.